my name. So this is online session for your practical class. So what you need to know here is not a lot. So you just need to know how to input your formulas, and you know how to make some calculations. And then here, what the questions is saying, starting from question 1.1 here. The question is saying, determine the total value of each of the indicated parts using the original purchase price by inserting an appropriate set of formula into D2 to D9. So into D2 to D9. So if that is what you want to do, so to do that is very, very easy. What you need to do here is your job is to determine the total value of each of the indicated parts. So these are the indicated parts, and to determine each value, you just have to come here. You have the component, and then you have the price, and you have the quantity. Then for you to know the total value in hand, you need to use price to multiply by quantity. Don't make that mistakes. This person did rubbish by using the sum. So don't make that mistake in your exam and do the sum. What you need to do here is multiplication. So you press equality sign, then you select the first, uh, uh, you select the second row, you select the first number. So which is B2. This is column B, and this is number 2. Column B, and if you check this row, is row 2, the second row. So this is where the number, you start from where the number is. Then you say equals to B2, then you press shift 8. So you press shift 8, and then you put quantity. Then you press enter. Then you have this. So it is quantity, it's price multiplied by quantity. You can see the formula B2 multiplied by C2. B2 multiplied by C2. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is that I'm going to send you guys the Excel document that I'm using. So should you want to practice this on your own, then you can also have access to practice it. So I'm going to send you the Excel document. So then you can use the Excel document to practice what I'm doing. But the answer and the formula there is not correct. That's the caution. What I'm sending you, the formula there is not correct. So it's not a correct formula. So you must understand that formula is not correct. So don't go and use the same formula for your assignment. You're going to get 0. So guys, that's why coming to class is very important. So I don't want to share it before, but I want to share it for those who are here so that you can have access. So I'll send it to you, download it, and you can also be replicating what I'm doing. So you can follow me and do it the way I'm doing it. So let me do it again. What I want to do here is to multiply the quantity by price. Price and quantity, you multiply it together to know what is the total value in rands. And doing this is not a rocket science. What you need to do is just the basic things by putting equality sign. Anything you want to do in Excel, you press your equality sign. So when you press your equality sign, then you'll be fine. So you press equality sign, then you will click B2 with the first number. For the wood, want to calculate for the wood, you say B2. Then you press shift 8. Shift 8 is multiplication. Shift 8 will give you star. This star is multiplication. So that's what you need to do. So shift 8 will give you multiplication. Then when you press your shift 8, multiplication, then you press the second, which is C2. So B2 multiplied by C2, then you press enter. After that, you press enter. So that's how to do it. So what was there is wrong. That is why the result is changing. So the second one, you also press equals to, press equality sign, then that will be B3 multiplied by shift 8 multiplied by C3. So you press C, you click on B3 multiplied by C3. Then you press equality sign. Then you do the second one. Then to do the third one, you follow the same procedure. You press equality sign, and then you select fabric. For fabric is B4 multiplied by C4. Then you do that. So you do it one by one for all those. You can do it one by one. I think you guys can unmute yourself if you have any question. If you want to talk or you have any question, you can unmute yourself and ask questions. Or I think you guys should have access to the chat. So I make sure everybody can have access to the chat. So if you don't have access to the chat, you should know that maybe it's the problem from your team, because I make sure everybody have access to chat. Those who have access to chat can chat. And then if you are getting what I'm saying, you can give me thumbs up so that I know that you are with me. So thumbs up will help me to know that I'm not losing you. So thank you. Thank you, Paulson. I see you. Thank you. So yeah, after we have done that so if you have done that for fabric, how did we get fabric? B4 multiplied by BC4. So you can do that. So the one for glass is incorrect. We change that by pressing equality sign. Then we press this. Then we press shift 8 for multiplication. And then we press C5. So this is B5 multiplied by C5. Then you press enter. So then the sixth one, so which is plastic, the row 6, you want to do it also for row 6. Then you press equality, then you press B6 multiply by C6. So then it gives you what you're supposed to get. And then the third one, you press equality. The seventh one, you press equality sign. And then you press B7, multiply by what? Multiply by C7. Then you get your answer. So also here, you can press equality sign. And then you say B8 multiply by C8. So you get that. So and lastly, for the hardware, you press B9 multiply by B9 multiply by what? Multiply by C9. So and then you press equality sign, then it gives you everything that you need here. So you can see you have each of these. So you have the total value in rand for each of these. So this is determine the value of each of the indicated parts using the original purchase price by inserting appropriate set of formula into cells D2 to D9. So it's 8. So once you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is D2 to D9. So it's 8 marks. So you need to get each of them right. B2, B2, C2, B3, C3. So that's how you have to get it right. And then if you get it right, it's very easy to get it right. So if you have any questions and you are not able to give me the input on Teams, you can also chat with me on WhatsApp. I have multiple screens here, and I will be able to respond. If you have any urgent things you also want to tell me, you can send it on WhatsApp if you don't want to send it on Team. So now I will be able to get so we have been able to finish question 1.1 here from D2 to D9. We inserted the correct formula. You see, we inserted the correct formula, question 1.1. So now, after you have learned that, I would like to also introduce you to another way of doing it, So, and which is I want to introduce you to another way of doing it. So I will introduce you the same question, but for different students. The same question, but for different. So I have the same exam, but answered by different students. But this is their first before I corrected it, so I will make sure you see it. So can you see it here? So this is question 1 that we are treating. This is so you can see there is error. There is error. Both of them, they were summing it when they're supposed to be multiplying it. So let's say you now come to, I want to do the same thing that we did there. I want to do it on second Excel. I'll press equality sign. Then when I press equality sign, I will use B2. B is the column. So, and then if I minimize it nicely, you should be able to, I want to minimize it so that you see I want it this way. So here, if you check this, and then it is equality sign, So here it is the equality sign. Then you will say B2 multiply by C2. B2 multiplied by C2, then you press enter. So once you have pressed enter, you have done it for 1. You will come here and click on this, this rectangle. So you can see this rectangle, you can see this point here at the edge of this rectangle. So you click on it and then you drag it down. So if you drag it down up to here, so you drag it up to the last row. So it will copy all the formulas. So what you are doing is that you are copying the formula. So you copy the formula from row 1, from this row 2 to row 9. So if you check it, it will be correct. So after you have done it for 1, so you will now come here, you will now drag it to the last row. So that's this, how to do it. So it will copy the formula, you can see. So instead of you doing it one by one, the way we did it the other time, you do it for the first one. Since you are using the same pattern is for the rest of it, you just copy it. So you can even copy like this. Let's say you copy the formula and then you come to this place, you paste. It will paste. So you can copy and paste the formula. So instead of you doing it one by one, You copy the first formula you do, then you paste it. You paste it. Control C is copy. Control V. V for, how do I pronounce V? For vector. So I have problem with pronouncing V. So guys, Control V for Venezuela. So then that's it. So once you copy the first one, then you can paste it. You can paste it for the rest. Or another way of doing it, you can come to the first one. See what I'm going to do here. You come to the edge of the rectangle here and drag it to the last one. It's also the same thing. So you get the same result. That is 1.1. So that's what I want to show you. So let's move on now, guys. So now, after you have done that, the next question is saying, determine